Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. That's from Matthew 5:38-39. Now this may be one of the hardest teachings of Jesus to accept. Forgiveness. It's a word we all know, but truly living it, now that's something else entirely. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful, yet most misunderstood acts we can take as Christians. Today I want to talk with you about the value of forgiveness and how it can free your soul, heal your heart, and guide you closer to God. I remember a time when I held on to anger. I was younger, full of pride, and I thought that holding on to that grudge gave me strength, made me feel like I was in control. But let me tell you something. The longer I held on to that bitterness, the more I realized I wasn't in control at all. In fact, I was shackling myself to that hurt day after day. The Bible tells us in Matthew 5:44, "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you." Now that's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? Loving those who hurt you, blessing those who curse you, it goes against every instinct we have. But friends, forgiveness isn't about letting someone off the hook. It's not about saying what they did was okay. It's about letting go of the burden that is weighing you down. The moment we forgive, we take a heavy load off our hearts and hand it over to God. And that frees us to walk the path God has laid out for us with clear eyes and an open heart. I once had someone wrong me deeply. The details aren't important, but I can tell you, I carried that hurt with me for years. I thought that by holding on to that anger, I was somehow staying strong. But one day, I heard the words of Matthew 5:48, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." Now I'm not perfect, and neither are you. But Jesus wasn't telling us to be flawless. He was telling us to strive for that godly perfection. Strive to love, to forgive, to let go, just as God has forgiven us time and time again. That was the moment I realized that forgiveness was not a weakness but a strength, a God-given strength. When we forgive, we reflect the very heart of God. Just as He forgives us for our sins over and over again, we too are called to forgive those who trespass against us. In that moment, I chose to forgive, not for them, but for me, for my walk with God. And the peace that followed was unlike anything I had ever experienced. So what about you? Is there someone you need to forgive? Maybe it's someone who hurt you long ago. Maybe it's a recent wound. Maybe it's not someone else at all. Maybe it's yourself that you need to forgive. We all fall short of the glory of God, but forgiveness allows us to step out of the shadow of guilt, of pain, and walk in the light of His grace. When you forgive, you're not just letting go of hurt. You're making room for healing, for growth, for the peace that surpasses all understanding. Jesus knew what He was asking us to do wasn't easy. But if you trust Him, if you lean on God for the strength to forgive, you'll find a freedom you never knew possible. You'll find that forgiveness isn't a one-time act. It's a way of living, a continual daily practice of releasing the hurt and holding on to God's love. So today I want to challenge you. Who do you need to forgive? How is holding on to that hurt holding you back from your God-given purpose? Don't wait until tomorrow. Start today. Pray for the strength to forgive and trust that God will do the rest. Remember, you are walking this path not alone, but with the one who forgave us all, even when we didn't deserve it. Let forgiveness be the key that unlocks the door to your personal growth with God. And as you forgive, know that you're becoming more like Christ, walking in His footsteps, shining His light in a world that so desperately needs it. May God bless you, guide you, and give you the strength to forgive as He has forgiven you.